Facebook family, Sarah Louise here. So I did a Facebook Live earlier today, but I decided to delete it and do it again. So I played it back and I realised that there was a number of things that I'd missed out. So I've retaken my notes and I'm going to refer from my notes today. But because I've got a number of new followers now on my Facebook profile on a daily basis, your following will go up and down like a yo-yo. As people follow you, then realise maybe that they're not aligned with who you are, or they follow you for the wrong reasons, and then when they realise you're all about business, your following drops off. But don't worry about that. But because I've got new followers coming onto my page daily, I'm accepting new friend requests daily, I thought, as well as talking about value on my Facebook Live today, I thought I would actually tell you my story as well. So for those of you that are maybe new to watching me and you don't know like my entrepreneurial journey so far, I am going to keep it condensed because I've been an entrepreneur, my own boss, since 2004, so a long time, but I have only been an online marketer since May of last year. So I think there's a bit of confusion sometimes. People think I've been in the industry for years and years and years. I haven't, but I have been my own boss for years and years and years. But I'm not here to talk about my success story. I'm here to actually tell you my story. So there's the good, there's the bad, and there's the ugly. But I like to always keep it authentic and real. I'm not here to brag about my successes. I'm actually here just to condense what I've actually done so far. Things that have been great, things that have been an epic fail. But I hope that by sharing my genuine story, it will show you that the reasons why I am who I am today is because I've had major struggles and setbacks, and it's been literally like that. But I am still here and I'm still as hungry to hustle as ever. So I hope that by me sharing this story, it will be inspirational to other people, and maybe you might hear something today that you think, God, I never realised that she'd been through that. Or you might just realise that it hasn't been as easy as people maybe think it has been for me. So that's why I just want to share my story. So I'm just going to take a quick mouthful of my coffee. I've actually got the shakes because I've been on these natural boosters with caffeine in, and I made the mistake of drinking a coffee as well. And about half an hour ago, I felt like I was literally having an out-of-body experience because obviously I've had too much caffeine. So I probably shouldn't be drinking this last bit of coffee, but my throat's dry from hay fever and I don't want to lose my voice while I'm talking. So I'm just going to take a quick mouthful. If it's the first time you're watching me, let me know that it's the first time. If you're a regular viewer, let me know in the comment box that you watch me regularly. Please let me know where you're watching from, what time it is, if you want to just say hello. But please do comment because it's how I then know who's watching me, and then I'll go back in and interact with all of you when I finish doing this video. Right, so I'll make a start. So I've been my own boss since June 2004. Prior to leaving my office job, I didn't have anything of what I class as being a career. I went to college, went to uni, then when I finished uni, I was just doing general customer services. I was working at a market research company. I was doing data entry. I was processing orders. I was dealing with complaints. So therefore, nothing I did was ever going to earn me a lot of money. But looking back now, my entrepreneurial mindset must have been there because I wasn't happy with how much money I was earning on a monthly basis. At the time I had four competition ponies, which were a very expensive hobby. So even then I was looking at ways for me to make more money. So I did overtime. I used to work 60 hours plus a week. I'd sometimes go in at 6 AM, I'd finish at 6 PM because we got paid time and a half if we did overtime. So in my mind I was thinking, right, I can earn more money by being in this job. So when I look back now, I was always thinking of other ways to earn more money. So the very last job I had as an actual employee was I was working for on a CAD system designing kitchens. So you would never ever think that that's what I did. But for 3 months I was in a very quiet office. People wanted a kitchen, I designed it on a piece of software, and then the fitters then fit it based on my design. I was absolutely bored out of my brains because nobody in the office spoke, and if you follow me, you'll know I'm a complete chatterbox with a very bubbly personality. So for me to go into that office on a daily basis, it was like working in a library. Nobody spoke, nobody had fun, nobody did anything. But I was a little bit naughty in those 3 months, because while I was working on my computer, I logged into eBay and I was actually earning money on eBay. So this is when my entrepreneurial journey started. I was importing designer clothes from America and I was selling them on eBay. And while I was doing my boring kitchen designs, I kept logging into eBay and seeing all these bids, all this money. And at 24 years old, which was 2004, I was earning about £6,000 UK currency a month on eBay. So I decided to quit my office job and become my own boss. From there, I've sold all different types of things on eBay. I've been on eBay for nearly 13 years, and that has been an amazing experience, but it's completely different these days to what it was like years and years ago. To cut a long story short, I then progressed onto Etsy. I then had my own e-commerce websites. I had my own equestrian business. I designed horse rugs and I sold those. I had my own greeting card business, my own wedding stationery business. Everything I have done from 2004 to 2017 has either been importing clothes, then I moved into making my own products, then everything I sold I made by hand. So it was very, very time consuming, very rewarding, but it gave me no location freedom because I had to work from my office at home. It gave me no time freedom because I was literally maxed out doing just ridiculous hours, like 12 to 18-hour days. And then the last business that I sold last year was my wedding stationery business. And I was doing high-end wedding stationery worldwide. And I actually built that from a Facebook business page and an Etsy shop. That is the only experience I've had of actually running some kind of business on Facebook. So that leads me into why I'm doing what I'm doing today. And that was because I was so isolated as an entrepreneur behind a computer that it actually triggered off social anxiety and panic attacks, because I was spending 12 to 18 hours a day at home by myself behind a computer, not talking to anybody. Then when I started to do things normally like cinema, go out for meals, I started having these panic attacks. And at the time, I didn't realise it was actually my career which was causing them from being so isolated and on my own. So when I saw an opportunity online to become an online marketer, people will not realise how broken a person I was when I actually became a marketer. I was very, very affected in my mindset. I had no confidence at all. And because my stress levels were so high and my panic attacks were daily, people look at my Facebook Lives and they will not believe that that is the person I was. But what I used was, I used the pain and the struggle of my isolated entrepreneurial journey, and I thought my life has got to change. So I used my pain and my struggle as being my turning point, and I saw people doing these videos on YouTube and Facebook, and I thought, I want to do what they do. But the thought of somebody that suffers with social anxiety and panic attacks to then start doing videos, you would never have expected somebody from that background to then do these videos for hundreds, if not thousands of people to see. So I'm sharing this because I want people to know that it hasn't been easy, and I've had to overcome some massive, massive issues. And even now, still doing a Facebook Live, my heart's still like that. Excuse me, but you've got to persevere and you've got to step out of your comfort zone. But by me focusing on helping other people to succeed online, it's taken away that stress, it's taken away that anxiety, it's made me become more confident. And I've gone from being a person that feared being judged and therefore isolating myself away from the world, to now actually exposing myself to be judged by thousands of people worldwide. But by me actually doing that, it's actually made me realise now that I don't need to have validation from anybody to just be myself. And I've grown so much as a person over the last 12 months, but this is why it makes me more passionate than ever to help other people, because I think if I can do it and I can overcome what I've overcome, there's no reasons why anybody out there can't do what I've done. You don't need to do Facebook Lives to be a marketer. But if I told you that you could earn 10k a month plus by being viral online, you would, believe me, step out of your comfort zone and be willing to give it a try. Because by you doing this and sharing your story and letting people know who you are, your passions, how you wanted to change, and let people see your transformation, people can clearly go back and see all of your videos and think, wow, you know, if you've known me 12 months ago and you look at me now, you won't believe the difference. So if you've only known me a short amount of time, please don't think that I'm a really confident marketer, and if you're not, you won't be able to do what I do. Think of what you would have been like in my 12 months ago, and it would inspire you completely to think of me in a completely different way. So I just wanted to give you just a very condensed version of my story. But over those from 2004 to 2016, I have been rich, absolutely broke. I've had to sell my car at one point just to cover my loans and my credit cards and my outgoings. That's how broke I was. I've literally had to have my mum buying me food because I had nothing in the house. There's been times where I've literally been completely and utterly broke, and I've been sat on the floor in my house in tears thinking, what a fucking mess. Excuse my French. So please don't think I was born into money. We're not from a poor family, but we are not a wealthy family. Nobody in my family has ever had their own business. Nobody I know is an entrepreneur. So everybody that's inspired me and impacted my life as an entrepreneur have all come from Facebook. And I've only met less than a handful of those people face to face, yet they've had enough impact to change my life. And I only know them virtually on social media. So again, don't rule out the fact that you don't know people in the real world, because people virtually have the power to completely change your life without even needing to meet you in person. You've just got to feel about, who do I align with in my heart and in my head? And if you choose to follow the right people, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or a selection of all three, choose, I'd say, 2 people maximum that you really aspire to be like, that are living the lifestyle that you desire, getting the results that you desire. Then as you progress and you start to get results, then you raise the bar of who you're following. There's no point in you following 7-figure earners and looking at what they do if you haven't yet earned your first $1,000 online. You need to follow people that are earning 10 times more than what you want to achieve. So follow people that are earning the first 10K online, then follow people that have earned their first 100K online. Then you want to follow the 7-figure earners once you're a 6-figure earner. But you will intimidate yourself, and you'll find that all you're doing is comparing. If you raise the bar too high, you're never going to be able to see yourself being like them. So you've got to follow people that you are going to get to their level. Then once you're nearly at that level, then scale up to the next one. So I just want to now go on to the 8 principles that you need to master to be a successful network marketer. So whether you're in an MLM, which is multi-level marketing, whether you do network marketing, affiliate marketing, any kind of online business where you want to generate an income online, whether you want to work from home, whether you want to work from anywhere with a laptop lifestyle, I'm here to give you like 8 key principles which I believe that you need to master, not within the first few days, not within the first few weeks, but within your first 12 months. These are key to your success online. If you follow these, I want you to think of it as like the ingredients, then the recipe, then the end result. It's just like baking a cake. You need the set ingredients, you need to follow the set recipe, then you'll get a cake at the end of it. But if you had to bake 10 cakes, that cake would look different every single time you do it. So you're not aiming for the perfect cake on day one. You're just aiming to get a cake. But the more you do it, the more then it's easier for you to manage. Then think, if you had to bake that cake 10 times, I can guarantee you'd know exactly what ingredients to buy without even needing a list. You know exactly the order of the recipe without even needing to read it from a list. And your cake would get better and better and better. Your business is exactly the same. If you miss out on ingredients, you will not get the cake. If you miss out part of the recipe, you will not get the cake. If you don't follow the recipe in step 1, 2, 3, 4, or however it is, you will not be able to make the cake. Think about business as simply as that. And when you're recruiting and when you're helping your team, Think about things as simply as that and they will get it. Anybody, any age, any experience online knows what is needed to bake a cake. If you simplify your business in that same way, people go, aha, I get it, totally get it, because they know they will not get that end result if something from this is missing. So I've written some notes just so that I don't forget them. So are you enjoying this so far? I can see a load of hearts, but I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read the comments, but I will go in afterwards. So number one is your why. So your why is, why have you started an online business, or why do you want to start an online business? And normally it will be your either something that is really tugging on your heartstrings, enough to almost make you cry. Some people's whys does make them cry, mine definitely does. Your why is what is making you have a point in your life where you're actually going to activate change. So something is pulling enough on your heartstrings, whether you are just fed up of living paycheck to paycheck, whether you don't see your family and friends enough, whether you are, in a financial situation where things need to change, whether you don't have the time freedom that you want, maybe you're retired and your retirement fund isn't going to cover it, maybe you're a stay-at-home mum or dad, and as much as you love your kids, you feel like it's become all about them and you've lost your identity and your purpose, or maybe you've lost your confidence because you're at home so much on your own, just like I did. So I want to speak to, inspire and motivate all the kind of people that fall into that bracket. So whether you are already an entrepreneur and you're struggling, whether you're already an entrepreneur and you're smashing it, whether you're already in a job and you want to leave that job or have a second income, whether you're retired or whether you stay at home, as long as you have that, I want a better life for myself and my family. I want to speak to you and I want to help you. If you have a lottery mindset, thinking that you can just put some money in and all of a sudden you're going to sit back and get rich quick overnight, you are not my people, and please, by all means, unfollow me and unfriend me, because we are just not the same kind of people. I want to help people that are willing to put the effort in, are going to do whatever it takes, and have a no-quit mentality of they're going to find things hard, but they refuse to give up, and they know that it's going to take time to achieve results. If you're thinking, yes, Sarah, that's me, again, you're my kind of person. So number two is making it all about me. So you can't have this negativity mindset of blaming the system. Systems work, people fail. The reasons for this is because systems are designed to save yourself time, energy and money. That is what a system is in place for. And if you're blaming a system, saying it's a scam, it doesn't work, you've got to remember that there are people out there that are making money in that system. So the system works. You've got to think the reason why people fail is because they don't put the time and effort in, they don't learn the system, some of them don't even get going in the system, or they're not consistent enough, or they don't do it for long enough. That's why the systems fail. But you've got to understand that you cannot blame your upline, your mentor, your coach, your partner, your work colleagues, the time, your family. You've got to quit all the bullshit excuses that you're telling yourself. Excuse my French. I'm very passionate about what I talk about, so I will drop the occasional little swear words, so I do apologise. But there's not children watching me, is there? So it should be okay. But you've got to stop telling yourself all these excuses. I can't be successful because of X, Y, Z. You can't be successful because of this, because of the negativity you're feeding yourself into your mindset. If you tell yourself, I can, I will, then you absolutely will. But if you keep telling yourself, I can't, I won't, you absolutely won't. And if people around you, family and friends, are going, it's a scam, it's a pyramid scheme, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that, if you allow them to get into here, you will also fail. You need to block out these people and say, you might not believe in what I'm doing, you might not agree with it, but let me live my life the way that I want to do it, and let me try, and stop trying to hold me back from doing what I want to do. Then that way, you are proving to yourself that you've got nobody holding you back and that you are determined to succeed. So I'm just going to refer back to my notes. Wait me a second. So number 3 is you've got to be a master of the game. Now, too many people fall into this trap of they might not get results in one business, so all of a sudden it's shiny object syndrome, and then they join this, then they see another post on Facebook, or they get an email, or they see a Facebook ad to get onto a webinar, and it's another business opportunity, and it's another make money online, it's another get rich quick. If you don't master the skills of one business, you're going to spread yourself thin and you're never going to be a master of any. So one of the biggest things I can say to you is multiple streams of income is not multiple network marketing businesses, multiple MLMs. Multiple streams of income is you focusing on one business opportunity, looking at what tools are needed in this business opportunity, you using the tools inside this business, and then you leveraging them to other people that join your business. So you are learning and earning from one main core business, but your multiple streams of income, your MSI, are coming from tools that you utilize inside this business. And then maybe you've decided to sell your own course, your own program, your own training, your own teaching, your own mentoring alongside this program. That is multiple streams of income. Joining multiple MLMs, multiple network marketing businesses is going to blow your mind, and you're not going to be able to be a master of the skills. Until you're earning, say, 10K a month online in one business opportunity, don't join anymore, because you're going to be all over the place. Also, join one social media platform and stick to that until you are consistently getting results every day. Stick to Facebook. It's the best social media platform you can choose. Once you're successful on Facebook, by all means move into YouTube, move into Instagram. But Facebook is still predominantly the biggest and most impactful social media platform. It's got 2 billion users. And although Instagram is the up-and-coming social media platform, you're still going to do relationship building far better on Facebook. Instagram has a lot of bots. Instagram has a lot of fake accounts, and it has a lot of automation. You're not often dealing with speaking to real people that are engaging on posts. Where on Facebook, when somebody's engaging on a post, it's actually a real person, and it's all about relationship building with actual human beings over you being lured into thinking you're talking to somebody and it's actually a bot. So number four is lead generation. This is the most important part of any online business you join. Doesn't matter what niche, what industry, who your target audience is. If you do not know how to generate leads, nothing else in your business can even come to fruition. Because a lead is whether you're generating leads organically into your business or whether you're paying for traffic into your business. Both of them are still leads that come into your business, which is people that have expressed an interest either in a paid ad that you've done if you're doing paid traffic, or a post on Facebook that you've done, or a post on YouTube or Instagram. You've created some kind of content where people have reached out to you to find out more. That is generating a lead. Now, when you generate those leads, you need to be focusing on building up relationships then with those leads. Think about if you were to invite 100 people to a party, once those 100 people were in your party, you wouldn't ignore them and continue to keep handing your invites out, would you? So don't fall into this trap of being so focused on generating leads daily that you actually don't nurture the ones coming to you. It's so important that if you do a post on Facebook, Facebook Live, a post, and people engage on that post, you then need to start building relationships with those people immediately. Because one, you have other people fishing on Facebook that will see your post and they'll directly inbox them to try and steal your leads. Yes, that does happen. But you don't want to be so focused on new leads every day that then you're not actually building with the ones that you've got. So if you can build, say, 5 leads on a daily basis when you first get going, 1 or 2 leads until you can start building it up bigger and bigger and bigger, learn what these people need and want. Build up relationships with them, find out what is missing from their life, how you can help them, but genuinely nurture them into a business relationship or into a friendship. But don't fall into the trap of small talk, thinking, well, I dare talk about my business opportunity, so I'm just going to ask them about the family and friends and ask them about any holidays or how's the weekend been. That's small talk. It's not going to get people to join your business. You have to be active, proactive with them and get straight in there of not pitching your business, but asking them questions. So they're going to be exposing their story to you so that you can then go in with, well, I can help you with that. You want to find out what's missing from their life, what they're lacking. You want to find out, do they enjoy the job if they're in a job? Have they got a holiday? Because if they haven't, it's probably because they can't afford one. You know, what do they do for their time freedom? If they say, well, I don't really have any, I'm always at work. Again, that's a flag, isn't it, of what you can help them with. It's the right kind of questions that you're asking, not small talk, but you're wanting them to open up and tell you things that they're struggling with. You want to find out people's goals, people's lifestyle, what people's version of freedom is. Those kind of key things are what will open up somebody's story. So then you can genuinely go in and say, well, my business opportunity of what I do daily can do X, Y, Z. At that point then, they've literally closed themselves into this business. You've not needed to pitch, you've not needed to sell. You've literally just asked them to open up about who they are, what they dislike, what they're missing, what they want. And then when you go in and say, well, what I do enables me to do all of that, you're tapping into their emotions. And people buy on emotion and follow up with logic. If you've taken the time to understand what is missing from their life, what they need and what they want, you've genuinely shown that you care. They're going to then look to you as somebody that they want to work with on a daily basis. They're going to admire you. And they're going to think, do you know what? She's taken the time to ask me all these questions. She hasn't just come in and gone, do you want to join this business? It's the biggest way to repel people if you have commission breath. It's looking like you're thinking just about this. If you take the time to ask people these questions, they will remember you for it. And they might not join your business right away, but then if you keep following up consistently with either your email marketing or whether it's your Facebook content, they've remembered you on that first impact of having a positive experience. Then when they keep seeing what you stand for and keep seeing your brand, that's when people know, like and trust you, and then they will come back to you maybe when they've got the money or when the timing's right, but they will choose you over somebody else because of that experience that they've had. Then number 4 is, once you are generating leads through social media, you then want to be moving into email marketing. Now, if you think of sending one email a day, it's going to take you no longer than 15 minutes to send that email. But if you're not building up an email list, which is what I made the mistake of doing, when I joined network marketing in May of last year, nobody told me I needed to build a list. Pardon me, nobody told me I needed to do email marketing. Nobody told me about generating leads for email list. So I did everything on Facebook and Messenger. I got sore fingers because I was having to literally message every single person individually. Now you think about the leverage you can have and how many people you can help by having an email list. So instead of you having to have a one-on-one conversation with one person, if you get these people onto your email list and it takes you 15 minutes a day to send one email, as your email list goes from 10 to 100 to 1,000 to even 10,000 max, people have got huge email lists. Your one email will still take you 15 minutes to send, whether you had one person in your email list or a million. Do you see the difference? If you need to speak to 100 people on Facebook in a day, if you make the mistake of sending copy and paste, people can smell that a mile off. Facebook will also shut down your account because they see you as a spammer. The algorithm will flag up a copy and paste if you're mass sending it in Messenger. They know exactly what you're doing because they've got software to detect it. So for you to speak to that many people on Facebook daily, it's going to be really, really boring because you're repeating yourself all the time. It's going to be time consuming because you've got to talk to everybody one-on-one, where if you're using email, it's going to take you 15 minutes. You're sending the same email out to your whole entire list. It's then up to the people in that email list whether they want to open that email, read that email and take action on that email. But that's then down to them. It's not taking up any more of your time, because what you want to be doing at this stage is leveraging your time. And the more you can do things by leveraging a system that's going to save yourself time, energy and money, then it gives you free time to have that lifestyle that you want, spend more time with your family and friends, and we're not doing what we do to have to spend hours and hours and hours on Facebook. So the sooner you can get into email marketing and email your list rather than just being in Messenger all the time, you'll notice a huge difference in not only the amount of time it's taking you to message people, but you're going to get better conversions as well because you're dealing with a mass of people. So the next one is moving on to webinars. Now, for those of you that have never even been on a webinar is the digital version of inviting people to either like a home-based party, or when people invite people to say like a hotel, a conference, some kind of room where people are being invited into a room for somebody to give a presentation to add some value. Then at the end of that presentation, they will pitch the business. Now, a webinar is a modern digital version of that kind of home-based, going to a hotel, going to a conference. Now, this enables people to deal with a worldwide audience, and all they've got to do is design one webinar, which may take a while, but there's templates, there's software you can use to make it easy. But then when you are able to do that one webinar, however long it's taking you, whether it's an hour, whether it's taking you a week, but then what you have to do is you have to speak to people and invite them through a link to watch your webinar. Now, you can have 10 people on that webinar, 100, 1,000, but then you can use that webinar in Facebook ads or wherever to then leverage that webinar on autopilot. So once you've recorded your voice on that webinar, whether you choose to do your own webinar or whether you leverage a company's webinar, you're not having to turn up to a party or a hotel. You've got no travel costs involved. You've got no time involved. And if you choose to speak on your webinar, say once a week, it's going to take you the maximum of 1 hour, maybe 30 to 45 minutes to do your webinar, and then 15 minutes afterwards to be around to answer questions. What this does is you're getting people that are genuinely interested in your opportunity and interested in you to listen to you provide 80% value and then a 20% pitch at the end. Now, because you've got targeted people on that webinar, your conversion rate is going to be very, very high. Also, to watch that webinar, they've got to get on your email list. So if they don't buy on that day of the webinar, they're then going to get the email sequence following up. Again, it's not taking you any time. So just think about the leverage of your business going forward. Whatever business you join, do they actually actively do webinars for you on a weekly basis? The company that I'm in do webinars for us, and we've even got a webinar funnel that we can provide to our list. So I'm not at the moment doing my own webinars because I don't feel like I need to. And I'm not a person that particularly likes to write down loads of things and be really, particular. I'm a very spontaneous, don't need to kind of read off a script, just talk. So for me, my webinar equivalent is Facebook Lives. So don't feel as though it's always got to be a super professional, webinar, because the thing with webinars is people have got to be invited to that webinar. A high percentage of people will not watch that webinar, they'll miss it 'cause it's not a convenient time. Sometimes people don't do a recording, and that's okay. But with a Facebook Live, I believe you've actually got even more leverage than a webinar, because as people like your lives, they will click the notification to be notified when you're live. If they follow you, they're going to see when you've done a Facebook Live. You can also leverage these Facebook Lives into groups on Facebook that are targeting your target audience. So if you're dealing in, say, like a health MLM, you can then put your Facebook Live into groups where people are interested in that. If you're into crypto, you can leverage a Facebook Live into crypto groups. If you're in an educational platform like I am, I leverage my videos into groups where there's entrepreneurs. You can't do that with a webinar with a link. You can do it with a Facebook Live. So just think about what's going to work better for you and your personality, and don't overthink the process. And don't stall thinking, well, with a webinar, you've got to buy software. Some of them are quite complex to use. To do a Facebook Live, you've literally got to use a mobile phone, click the button to go live, and that is literally it. You can share your screen if you want to do it more fancy, or you can just talk. But don't rule out Facebook Lives as being as powerful a leverage as a webinar. But the more that you can get in front of a screen and then hear your voice and actually see you, you'll find that then the people that have been following you and feel connected with you would much rather see you on the video rather than necessarily like you leveraging a company. So that's why at the moment I prefer to do Facebook Lives, but I will be moving into webinars. It's just a case of learning all of those new skills. At the moment, I'm focusing on lead generation and getting people into my company. Once I'm earning a lot more money and I can ease off the gas a little bit, I can then spend more time learning the webinar software. But don't fall into the trap of spending so much time learning new skills that you're not good at yet, that then you're not generating leads and you're not bringing people into your business, because then your income drops and then it's all about you learning, but you're not bringing people in. So your main goal on a daily basis is always lead generation. You can always branch out to do other things to help your business, but the main goal is always to generate leads and keep filling that pipeline. And then just the last bit to finish off. So number 6 is you want to identify and leverage then what is working. So you want to look at what you're doing from week to week, from Monday to Sunday, and look at what is effectively working. 1, for your lead generation, 2, your relationship building, and then you need to be leveraging what is working. So look at if you're doing email marketing, look at whether you're getting a good open rate on your emails, what emails are being opened and why, and look at which ones people are clicking on the link. Because if things aren't working, don't continue to do it. If things are working, then leverage it. So if Facebook Lives work for you, make sure you're doing them regularly. If email marketing's working, make sure you do it daily. If you're on YouTube all the time, make sure you're consistently providing, new videos all of the time. But make sure that you are leveraging everything that you do that works. And once you get to an income of, say, like $10,000 a month, which is very, very easy to do if you follow all of these steps, that you need to be then making sure that from that $10,000, you're taking out money for traffic. So you are then using paid traffic. This is the mistake that I've made, and I hold my hand up, that when I was earning 10K a month online on Facebook, I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. I hadn't spent any money on advertising, and I just continued to do what I was doing. But what I should have done, I didn't have a mentor, I didn't have a coach, I had nobody advising me, so I just went with what I thought I should be doing. But what I should have done then is I should have leveraged and paid for some actual paid traffic and used some of that money. But what I was doing is my focus was to be debt free. So when I was earning 10K a month online, I was using it to pay off my debt. And I thought, once I'm 100% debt free, I will then go into paid ads. That was the way that my mindset wanted to work. But if I'd have used paid ads, I would have scaled the business, I'd have earned more, and I'd have got the debt paid off. But you learn from your mistakes, and I'm here to then help other people to not do the same things that I did. I should have built an email list from day one, I should have been doing email marketing from day one, but I'm here now to make sure that anybody that joins me and my business and my team, I will always advise them now to do the things that I should have done. And that's what having a mentor is great for, because we will show you what to do and why, and we will show you to avoid the mistakes that we made. And that's what makes a good mentor, so that you going forward don't make the same mistakes that we did. And then just the last part, just to finish off, which is the very last one, is when somebody joins your business, it's not all about you, it's about them, and it's about duplication. So it doesn't matter how fancy your brand is, how good you are at recruiting, how good you are on social media. You need to teach everything that you have created that you're good at. You need to then create a mini-me of yourself. So when somebody joins your business that is hungry and they're showing that they're committed and they've put money in, so you can see that they've actually invested enough to be successful, you want to focus your first 30 days on these people and actually treat them on a one-on-one basis. Because if you can then teach them how to generate leads daily, you can teach them how to post on social media. If they're using paid traffic, you can help them with, with their solo ad or the Facebook ad or whatever it is. But if you can enable that person to duplicate what you've been doing and show the simplistic way of doing it, then when they're recruiting people, they're going to teach the same. So you want to keep it simple, stupid, which is a KISS strategy. Then when you teach them to do the same as what you're doing, you're going to teach them to keep it simple as well. And that's what makes it duplicatable. Because if you're in network marketing or MLM, not only do you earn from the person you bring into the business, but you're also going to earn on who they bring into the business. So it's actually to your best interests to make sure that they're duplicating. So don't think about people as just a one-off sale, and don't think of people as just commission, but think about them as your next success story. Because if you bring people into your business and you genuinely help them, you change their life and you show them how to do it correctly, one, they'll be forever grateful, so the chance of them being loyal to you is high. They're going to sing your praises to other people, so they're going to be a walking recommendation for you. But they're also going to enjoy what they do. The chance of them being successful is far higher. Then you can then use them as a success story of so-and-so joined my company, they were a struggling marketer or they'd never had a sale online. Since joining my business, I've been able to show them how to do X, Y, Z, and in the first 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, they had a result of blah, blah, blah. That is then what you can use in your marketing strategy. You can use that in your email marketing. You could use it in a Facebook Live. So don't think about just how many people can I bring into my business and it's just all about new people. Think, no, bring people in, but then take them under your wing and nurture them, because you want them to be successful just like you, but you want them to do it quicker than you did. And if anything, you want to bring people in that are better than you, that are builders and leaders, because the better people you bring into your business, the less headache you have, the less teaching they need, the less mentoring they need, the less time they need. So don't focus on complete newbies all the time thinking, well, I must help people that have had no success. You want the best possible people to come into your business, because they can hit the ground running and they can, literally show people how it's done. So bring leaders, have what we call a chicken list, where you think, oh, I'd never dare ask them because they're really successful. They are the people that you actually should be speaking to and relationship building with. So when you are sending friend requests to people, and when you are following people and you're commenting on people's Facebook posts and you're networking, don't just pick people that are not successful thinking, well, they're the ones that need my help. Also build relationships with people that are already 6- and 7-figure earners, because sometimes all they need is literally your affiliate link and they're good to go. Those people are a blessing, believe me. So just like that little bit of, that helpful tip at the end is always go for people that are better than you, as well as people that you feel as though need your help, because you want a balance of the two. Because whoever you bring into your business, you're going to be dealing with them on a daily basis. So you're wanting your business to be fun and enjoyable. You don't want to be creating a headache for yourself. And you want positive, hungry people that, love what they do. And when you focus on bringing those into your business, your energy levels and your happiness on social media will be clear to see. And when people can see that you love what you do and you have a genuine passion to help people, people will be drawn to you like a magnet. So you're not having to cold message people anymore. You're doing things like this, and your inbox will just flood with people going, loved your video, loved your post, I want to find out more, because they can feel that vibe that you're giving off. So I hope there's been some, helpful tips with these 8 principles, because I haven't pitched anything, so I haven't tried to sell you anything. By all means, if you've got value in this video, feel free to share it to your team, to your profile, to your page. And if you want to share it to somebody directly in Facebook Messenger, if you go into the top right hand corner where there's 3 dots, if you click on that, it brings a drop down list. You go to copy profile. It means that then you can send it to your email list. You can send it to somebody in WhatsApp. You can send it to somebody in Facebook Messenger, because I'm here just literally to provide value for struggling marketers or people that need help in the industry. The more people like me that do this for free, it gives the reputation in the business a better name, where a lot of people do it the wrong way and they make people believe they've got to spend a load of money before they'll get help, where I think that you should be openly giving a lot of value without expecting anything in return, because the more you give, believe me, the more you get. And if you're willing to give a lot of this out for free, people then start to look at you in a leadership way and they have respect for you. They see you as an online authority and they see you as somebody as that go-to that's knowledgeable. So take the time daily, no matter what level you are in the industry, always take the time daily to learn something in self-development, because to attract quality people into your business, you want to be talking about things like law of attraction, manifestation. You want to be talking about entrepreneurship, success. Don't be frightened to talk about failures, because you can be teaching a lesson of how to overcome this, how to bounce back from this. because every single entrepreneur online would have failed multiple times before they've succeeded. And I can say that because I have. I've fallen flat on my backside several times, but I've bounced back. To talk about these kind of things, you're going to be attracting the business mindset of people. So they're the kind of posts that you want to be creating, because the people that like and comment on those are business-minded people, or people that are ready to change their life. So thanks everyone for watching. I do appreciate it, and have a great evening. Bye.